In this video, we're going to be checking out some new offerings from the folks over at Kotobukiya. This is the Kotobukiya ArtFX Resident Evil Vendetta 1/6 scale pre-painted figure of Leon S. Kennedy. The statue stands exactly 12 inches in height and depicts Leon Kennedy with pistol drawn in hand. This particular statue I've been waiting to get for a very long time from the folks over at Kotobukiya. A glorious representation here of Leon Kennedy. Before we have a look at some close-up details, let's look at the flooring in which the statue is standing atop of. No, the statue is not removable. You cannot take it off its display base. There's the underside of the display base bottom here. The base is what I could describe it as either stone or concrete. You can see that there is one magazine that's already been dropped as Kennedy continues to fire off rounds, and it is also draped with all the bullet casings across the flooring here. Flooring has some nice detailing here, some cracks running through, again, the stone or the concrete work there. You've got a very generous amount of blood that's been draped across. Funny enough, no blood on his shoes. Perhaps that blood was already there and he simply walked on top of it. But there's no indication I see of blood anywhere on Leon's leg here. I like that the blood has been given a shinier presentation though. A wet blood as if it's already just recently has fallen here. And even on the side, they've sprinkled generous amounts of the blood around the side there as well. And you get this exquisite detailing on the stone, or like I said, it could be concrete as well. Very immaculately detailed, very well painted as well. Leon is posed with Sentinel 9 in hand. You can see he's already got it in sight, whatever he's about to fire off at. It's a very strong stance that they've got the character posed in. You can't quite make out his face until you slightly turn it to the side. And I do think that's a great head sculpt that they put on Leon Kennedy here. Right down to the fact that they've got the partially grown in beard there. Very subtle, very well executed. And of course one of his tried traits is the draped down hair, which is actually covering over one of the eyes. It's really actually hard to make it out here, but just slightly tip it to the side. There's his other eye. It was hiding underneath his hair. To the statue's credit, I think why it works so well is you could, granted, display it like this. But when you look at it really from this way, you get this sense of perspective. The foreground, the midground, and background here. You've got the pistol as being the closest of your subjects to look at. You got the closest arm, of course, supporting the hand that's holding the handle here. You got the arm behind it. Then you've got Leon's head that's tucked further back, with his hair draped down, and then further back from that, as we've already discussed, you've got the secondary eye. Again, it's got some really great perspective to it. Almost enough to the point where I probably would display it like this, although I have to say that there is a good strong presence also displaying the statue this way. I'm sure I've already said this on countless occasions, but I'll mention it again for Leon's because it holds true. Kotobukiya not only are great at executing sculpts and poses, but also kings when it comes to paint. The paint applied, for example, if we just solely look at Leon's jacket. Leon's jacket is supposed to be a leather material, and I think it conveys well here the way that they painted it. Slightly a very subtle washing or dry brushing of a lighter brown over top of the dark existing brown does convey, especially with the wrinkles, the sense that this would be a jacket that's made out of leather. You've got the striping down the side, slightly more dingier. It doesn't look like it's a pristine jacket. He's probably been wearing it for a while. A lot of all the other additional weathering that I really am happy about is the weathering that they've added to his belt. His belt, I'm certain, is probably as well a leather material, and they've dry brushed a darker brown over top of that. The snaps on the side as well as the buckle are painted in on silver, and though not removable, he does also have a well sculpted pistol as a backup on the side here. I mean, even like looking at the boots themselves, you can make out each of the individual laces and the silver that's been painted in on the sections in which the laces would loop themselves through. Slightly a darker brown that's been added to the bottom base, the bottom section of the shoes themselves, and there's also the trimming here of the yellow with the additional black of the tread underneath. I don't know if you can see it though. There's the peg points in which the feet would attach to the base itself. There's one right there. You can make out the secondary one there. Again, I would not remove these, but it does look like something that could theoretically be removed. In fact, it would have been neat as well if this would have been one in which it would have been a magnetized base in which you could remove the figure. I can't really think why you would want to necessarily remove Leon. I mean, for how well he looks on the base, can't see really a reasoning why you would want to take him off, other than for the fact if you wanted to position him ever so slightly different than the one they've already got here. Going back though to the head sculpt, it is by far one of my favorite aspects of the figure. There's really a lot of things I do like about the figure: the stance, the paint, the sculpt, but I really think that they really captured the likeness of Leon Kennedy here in the face. I especially do like the slight beard that they've also painted in there as well. Well, I know it's stuff we've already talked about. One thing that is a little on the fragile side that you have to be a little careful of, let me just show you very softly, try not to push too much on it, is that one little strand of hair. Be mindful of that if you do have this, you don't accidentally bang this, as that could potentially break off. But again, it gives you that sense of depth that it's not just a closely sculpted hair, that you've got even like a little strand that's peeking its way out, and I do like that a lot. Leon should now be available in comic book stores. Should you wish to pick this one up, I definitely would say if you're a fan of the Resident Evil games, not even specifically Vendetta, but if you're a fan of Resident Evil as a whole, this one is definitely one that you would want to add to your collection. As I've mentioned and covered over the course of this video, I love the stance, I think the sculpt is exquisite, and the paint is very well done. All things that you would come to expect from the folks over at Kotobukiya. Today we were having a look at the Kotobukiya ArtFX Resident Evil Vendetta 1/6 scale pre-painted figure of Leon S. Kennedy. If you guys want to go back and have a look at some of the other Kotobukiya statue reviews I've done on this channel, you can head over to my Kotobukiya statue reviews. It'll cover everything that I've done up to this point, and all future videos will be there as well. Make sure you hit that little subscribe button that's just below this video. It's literally just below this video. And it will allow you that when new videos coming to this channel, you'll never miss out. Also, head over to the main page when you're done watching this specific review, and scroll down the section that says video. See if there's something that you may have missed along the way. Always welcome new comments in older videos. More videos, guys, will be coming your way. We're going to have a look at some more Kotobukiya goodness, so stay tuned for that as well. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.